What's up, guys? Mike here, doing a video review follow-up on the Hydra performance chip that's being used in a Ford Power Stroke with a 7.3 liter automatic 4R100 trans. This truck, as you can see, 180,000 miles. It's a 99, an E99. Has an aftermarket filter, propeller blade, and a full 5-inch exhaust with like a 8 to 10 inch tip. Here's the current settings that I wrote down and just kept in the truck, so I tend to forget things like that as far as remembering numbers in a specific order. But on a general day-to-day basis, I will run the number 3 setting, which is the 65 horsepower tune, which makes the pedal feel a little bit more softer and not so hard where you have to bury your foot in it to get going. It doesn't really kill the gas mileage too much that I can notice, but it gets you in and out of pulling out on the highways and in and out of traffic, moving along really nice without too much of a delay of acceleration. Stock mode's really good for the mornings when you're just kind of cruising around and just kind of getting going, and you're not really in a rush, because there's definitely a huge difference between the entry tune to the base tune. The whisper mode, it's not really great like it's being sold as for using it for drive-thrus and things like that. It's still a loud truck if you do have an exhaust as well. So a lot of times I do have to kill the engine and start it back up. And plus, I don't want to try to yell to the point where they're going to get my order wrong and things like that. Number 4 here, the 80 horsepower, there's a dramatic difference in that, in my opinion, the way it feels and shifts. It's definitely a lot more giddy up. What I've read is that the lower the horsepower towing is for more of a tow capacity. So generally what I'm towing, if I tow a car or scrap or whatever, I use the 80 horsepower tune, and you can tell a bit of a delay in how the transmission shifts and locks into place when you're getting in and out of different gears. It definitely helps you from a dig, getting going. Number 9's really nice. I use that sometimes when I've got a dry trailer, just to kind of get going on the highways. If I ever just like to mess around, the number 11 here, the 140 horsepower tune, that will make an awful lot of smoke. It's dumping fuel, and you can really go through a tank of diesel really quick. I do use the high revs, from what I've learned, as well as to just kind of let it rev out a little bit after a hard tow to kind of help the transmission kind of cool off. I have yet not done the engine stop, because there's a certain method you have to do with your key on accessory and things like that. So I'm not really into that right now. Generally this truck's always blocked in or whatever when it's parked. But anyways, so after having this installed for many months, and I have switched over to the 6.0 transcooler, which made a night and day difference with temperature, because I used to have fluid spewing out of the vent tube on the transmission. And so now I don't have that issue at all. And I properly installed the transcooler to where it's actually behind the I guess it would be in between the radiator and the front mount intercooler. Some people I've noticed were putting them right up front, which I don't know if that's the greatest ideal, because you still got to keep your radiator cold. And I think what it was is you're blocking your AC condenser if you put your transcooler in front of everything, and so that's going to potentially mess up with your AC. Is not going to be as cold as it can be, because it's got heat from the transcooler blowing onto the condenser, and that's no good. Overall, I like the tuner. This one has the extra cable that's hidden underneath the dash to where you can just hook it right up to a laptop. You don't have to take the computer out from underneath the underneath all this, disconnect everything and all that stuff. So it's got like a 3 or 4 foot cord, and it's really simple, easy to switch tunes, and it's very user friendly. I definitely would recommend this, but overall it's been really helpful for me towing and just kind of horsing around with the truck. But it will eat your fuel up if you're not paying attention. And you have to remember the LCD display on here is not very bright in the daytime, so you gotta kind of keep your eye on it, or kind of make a little shadow here to where you can see. You don't want to be in a wrong tune and jacking up your transmission and all that stuff. So anyways, any questions, feel free to ask, but definitely worth looking into if you want a little extra power out of your diesel truck. Thanks for watching, guys.